Hey guys, today I'm going to be taking the Algebra 2 Polynomial Division Unit Test on Khan Academy. Take this quiz with me and hopefully this helps you study also. Let's go. Okay, divide the polynomials. Your answer should be in the form of this. I think I got this. So I'm going to default to long division, but I know other people prefer synthetic. You're going to put this top polynomial on the inside, and let's leave placeholders for all of the terms that are missing. So it jumps from x squared to just 2. There's no x value in the middle, so we need to use a placeholder. And let's put the polynomial that's in the denominator on the outside. We're going to take the first term of each polynomial and divide them. So x squared divided by x equals x. Let's put that here and make sure you're lining up all of your x's. So if the answer were something like x squared, then I would put it in this spot so it's lined up with the other x squared. But yeah, so since we got x, I'm putting it over this x value. So it just keeps things nice and clean. And the next thing you want to do is multiply this term by the term on the outside. So you have to distribute x times x is x squared. I'm going to put that here. And then x times -1 is negative x. And then now we subtract these two. X squared minus x squared equals 0, which is exactly what we wanted. We wanted to cancel out the term. And then 0x minus negative x is positive x. And then we'll bring down the 2 because there's nothing there. And we're just going to do the same thing over again. We're going to look at the first two terms and divide. X divided by x equals 1. I'm going to put that here. And let's distribute this 1. So 1 times x equals x. And 1 times -1 equals -1. And then now let's subtract. X minus x equals 0, so it cancels out, which is exactly what we wanted. And then 2 minus -1 is going to be 3. Okay, we can't divide anymore because 3 divided by x, you're going to get something with a negative exponent. So let's just stop here. This is actually our remainder. And this is our answer. So our answer is going to be x plus 1. And then your remainder, you have to put it in this format. The remainder will go on top, and then this outside value will go on the denominator. That should be our answer. Let's try it out. 3x minus 1. Cool. Yeah, nice work. Okay, divide the polynomials. Again, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a placeholder for x squared. And now we're going to divide. We'll take the first terms and divide them. 4x cubed divided by x is going to be 4x squared. And now we're going to multiply. And that's actually it. Now we're going to subtract. Now we have the first term, 0x squared divided by x. 0 divided by anything is going to be 0. So it's going to look kind of weird, but just go with it for now. So 0 times x is going to be 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. And we'll just bring down everything else. Negative 3x divided by x is -3. -3 times x equals -3x. Subtract. These cancel out. And then you're just left with 1 as your remainder. So this is, again, our answer. I'm not going to write the 0. And then for the remainder, this remainder goes on top, and this outside value goes on the bottom. That should be our answer. Check. Yeah. Okay. What is the remainder when p of x is divided by x minus 2? Okay, let's use the remainder theorem, guys. So rather than dividing this whole thing by this, you can actually plug in 2 into this equation and it'll actually just magically give you the remainder. You're basically going to plug in 2 for everywhere you see x in this equation. So technically you're trying to find p of 2. And it looks something like this. Just to note, if they wanted you to divide by x plus 2, you would plug in -2 for all of these numbers. But I mean, since this question is asking for x minus 2, this is what you would plug in. And the heck, the calculator is not showing. Whatever, I'm gonna use my own calculator. Shoot, it's not right. 26. Let's try again. 26? Yeah, that's the right answer. So select all polynomials that are divisible by this. I think you can use the remainder theorem also. According to the remainder theorem, if you plug in -1 for x in all of these equations, it'll just automatically give you the remainder. And you kind of have to take it a step further for this question. If the remainder is 0, that means it's a factor. So that means that that polynomial is divisible by x plus 1. And then on the other hand, if you do get a remainder that's not 0, it's not divisible. I'm just going to try to do this by hand. So -1 to the 4th is going to be 1. -3 times -1 to the 1 cubed is going to be plus +3 minus 4. And this is 1 plus 3 minus 4. This is 0. Did we just find our answer? Oh, shoot. It says select all numbers that are divisible. Okay. Yeah, so you have to read your questions kind of closely because you can actually select like all of these polynomials. I'm going to plug in -1 for the rest of these equations. So this is going to be 1 minus 2 plus 1. This is also 0. Next, -1 minus 3 minus 4 minus 2. Yeah, no, there's no way this is 0. And then last one, plus 5 minus 6. This is 1 minus 1 equals 0. Yeah. Let's check our answer. Nice work. Okay, more polynomial division. So I mean, just for kicks, let's do a synthetic division problem. I know for synthetic division, this stuff goes on the inside also, and you just have to put down the coefficients. So it's going to be 3. I'm going to leave a placeholder for the x squared value, 1, and then the last one is -11. For the outside, we're taking the root of this. So side lesson, the root, you can just set it equal to 0 and solve for x. So we're going to put -1 on the outside. For synthetic division, if it's in this x minus a or like x minus whatever number format, you can take this number and then just flip the sign, which is -1. Okay, we're going to pull down the first number, and it's 3. 3 times -1 is -3. And this is a little different than long division. You're going to add these values. So 0 plus -3 is -3. -3 times -1 equals 3. 1 plus 3 equals 4. And then 4 times -1 equals -4. And then add. In synthetic division, this last number is your remainder. And then this represents the coefficients of your answer. So this is the coefficient without an x, and then it just keeps going up by 1 degree each time. So this is negative 3x, and this is going to be 3x squared. And let's add our remainder. It's the same deal where the number is on the top, and then this is on the bottom. I don't remember the technical terms of it anymore. Like, I don't remember which is the divisor and which one's, I forget what the other one's even called. Dividend? Let's check. And we got the right answer. Next question, we're kind of halfway through. The polynomial has a known factor of this. Rewrite. I mean, it's just telling you to factor it, right? I'm going to divide. Okay, so what happens when you divide this by this? I'll use synthetic division again. That was pretty fun, yeah? We're going to put down the coefficients and leave a placeholder. On the outside, we're going to take the root of it. Because it's in this format, I'm just going to take this last value and flip the sign. Bring down the first value. 1 times -1 is -1. Add it, multiply it, add it, multiply, add. At least we know this is right. Like, the remainder is 0. That means it's a factor for sure. So this, we got the answer as this. It wants us to rewrite it as a product of linear factors. So I think we can factor this even more. So I usually just look at the first value, and then this last value, I try to think of all of the factors of -6 to get the middle value to add up to -x. So I'm going to use a -3 and a +2 to factor. At the end, we know one of our factors is x plus 1, and then we factored this term, and we got x minus 3 and x plus 2. Cool. 3 more problems. Okay, so find the value of c so that the polynomial is divisible by this. So, I mean, remainder theorem again, right? It'll give you the remainder if you just plug in 4. If you calculate this out, it's going to be the remainder, and you want it to be divisible. So you don't want a remainder at all. You want the remainder to equal 0. So you're left with this equation where you know all of the numbers, but you don't know the c value. I mean, that's what we're trying to find, right? So we're going to solve for c in this equation. Okay, so I got c equals 2, and that should be our answer. Almost done, guys. Divide. I'm going to go back to long division for this. Oh my gosh, why are there so many terms in this one? I'm going to use synthetic division for this because it's in this x minus a format. Let's just power through. For synthetic division, let's take the coefficients and put them on the inside. Wow, no need for placeholders this time. And then we're going to take the root of this and put it on the outside. Because it is in this format, I'm going to take this number and just flip the sign, so it's +4. And now let's divide. Cool. It's actually a factor. This is our answer. Nice work. All right, cool. So we only got one answer wrong, and I'm pretty sure that was just a silly mistake also. So I'm pretty satisfied. I hadn't thought about the remainder theorem in almost 10 years before I did that video. So yeah, if you guys want to check out my other videos, I have one on factoring polynomials. I have one on the different types of division. If you still need help or have any questions, or if you did something faster than I did or have a better way of doing it, I want to hear you guys. So comment down below, like and subscribe and all of that good stuff. I'll see you in the next video.